Exodus, the 32nd chapter. And I'm going to be starting with verse 1 and go through verse 8. 32, 1 through 8. Now they have already come out of the wilderness. The children of Israel have already come out of the wilderness. And Moses was going up on the mountains to talk to God. And the scripture says in verse 1 of chapter 32, and when the people saw that Moses was delayed to come down the mountain, the people gathered themselves together unto Aaron and said unto him, Make us a God. Make us a God, which shall go before us. For as Moses, the man that you brought out of the land of Egypt, we don't know what has become of him. And Aaron said unto them, Break off your golden earrings off your wives' ears, off your sons and off your daughters, and bring them to me. And all the people brake off the earrings which were in their ears and brought them to Aaron. And he received them in his hand, and he fashioned with a graven tool after he had made a molding calf, and he said, These are your gods. These are your gods, O Israel, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt. And Aaron saw it, and built an altar before it. And Aaron made a proclamation and said, Tomorrow is feast unto the Lord. And they rose up early in the morrow, and offered the burnt offering, and brought peace offers. And the people sat down and ate and drank, and rose up to play. And the Lord said to Moses, Go ye down to the people, which have brought us out of the land of Egypt, and have occupied themselves. They have turned aside quickly out of the way which I commanded them. They have made a molten calf, and they have worshipped it, and have sacrificed unto it, and said, These be thy God, O Israel, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt. So I asked you again, what is your God? What is your God this day? Moses hadn't been gone long. He went up to his secret place to talk to God. And while he was gone, they got bored. They got complacent. They got satisfied. They got cold. And they wanted a God that they could see. So what is your God this morning? Why are we here? I refuse to worship a golden calf. I refuse to worship a man. I refuse to worship anything but my God. The God that wakes me up every morning. The God that makes sure that I have breath in my body and blood flowing through my veins. That's the God that I seek. That's the God that we started this church off on, worshiping. It wasn't about anybody. It was only about Him. And it broke my heart because as the praise team was singing, it's all about you. That's not true no more. Most Sundays it's about why we're here and what's going on outside and what we've had to deal with all week. This is no longer a sanctuary where we come and lay our problems down on the altar to our God. It's a place where we come in and celebrate our problems. We celebrate the confusion. We celebrate the anger. We celebrate all this stuff. So again, I'll ask you, who is your God? What is your God? We've let the world creep in. The world is nothing but drama. The world thrives and feeds off drama. What can make the biggest impact this week? What can make the biggest headlines in movies and TV shows and on the news? Has that not creeped into the house of God? What is the most important thing in your life anymore? If you would ask somebody 50 or 75 years ago, What is the most important thing in your life? A Christian person would have told you, my God is most important. That's the most important thing in my life. My God. Now we use His name like it's nothing but just a foul cuss word. We use His house like it's nothing but a social club. So my heart is heavy and it's broken this morning. We can't get no more out of God than we're willing to put into Him. We can't expect God to come down and inhabit our praise when we don't give Him any. What happened to burning incense on the altar as you sacrificed your praise? The children of Israel wanted something they could physically see, something they could physically touch. A lot of churches today all across America have got the great big pictures of Jesus or the image of Him behind them in the pulpits today. And when they come praying, they'll just stare and look at that picture. Who are they worshiping? That image. That image. My God is everything. He don't have a specific image. When Jesus walked this earth, He had the image of a man. However, our God don't have an image. He's everything, every color, every size, every shape. He is our God. The scriptures keeps coming back to my mind where it says, choose you this day who you will serve.
Yes.
Who are you going to serve today? Are you your own God? Is what you want out of life so much more important than what He has planned for your life? Is things what you worship today? I want to get my points out, even if I don't get nothing else. We've dabbled so much with the world until it's come inside. And I ain't talking about just inside the walls. The world's come inside of us. And I thought about that when Nikki was talking about that tick. We are completely blind to what's even happening. We don't even see the side effects anymore. Ticks will kill you, spiritually and physically. What have we allowed to creep in and been blinded to? This morning I have a couple of questions for you. Moses was on the mountain in his secret place with God, and he left them unattended. But you know, the thing I want to think about is with the golden calf, is if you don't wait on God, the devil's going to give you other options. We've got to stay focused. We've got to make the main thing the main thing. The children of Israel got bored. They turned to worship as something they could see. But Moses had gone to his secret place. This morning, this was so good to me when God was showing it to me. The secret place of your soul. The power of God was so intense that He had to shield Moses from some of His glory. Do you not realize that our praise and our worship is what takes us into His presence? Do you not realize that you can't get there without entering into His presence? You cannot get there without praising Him and thanking Him. We have become a thankless society. We think we deserve everything we get. Oh, I deserve that. I deserve this. No. You deserve hell. You don't deserve anything.
Come on. That's right.
But it's I deserve. I don't deserve nothing. That's not me trying to be humble. That's not me trying to be super spiritual. That's me telling you honestly, I don't deserve to even be here. And I'm talking about alive. I'm not even talking about in this church, much less in this pulpit. I am probably the least undeserving person in the whole congregation. But yet God had a purpose and a plan. Why? Because I was willing to go to that secret place. I was willing to let Him unlock the chambers of my heart. My heart is breaking this morning. To see people be able to be willingly just walk out. Breaks my heart. The secret place. Jeremiah 23:4 says, "Can any hide himself in the secret place? And shall I not see him? Saith the Lord. Do not I fill the heavens and the earth? Saith God." We think that we can hide our stuff. And when we come in here, we can be super spiritual and go back out the door and keep it hid and tucked away. And when I was telling Ashley about my message this morning, I had the image of the ultrasounds that I had saw when Dalton Nikki was pregnant with Dalton. Of how you could see that little heart beating. You could see the blood flowing to his other parts. The heart of our church was God. Our outreach was the flowing blood. And nobody cares anymore. If the heart stops, we die. Would it even affect anybody if next Sunday you come up and there was a lock padlock on the door and a big sign saying closed? How would it affect your life? Would it affect your life? Oh, it's a question only you can answer. Would you just find another church to go to? What would you do? Would you camp out in the parking lot? What if I told you today that God had told me to just walk away? It's happened. Happens every Sunday in churches all the way across the world. What if I told you I weren't putting up with it no more, that I was done? Drop the mic and walk out the door. What if? Would it make a difference in your life? Would your life go on as normal? Would you just find something else to do on Sunday morning that entertains you like service does? It's questions only you can answer. It's time for us to find a secret place with God. We come out here on Wednesday nights. And most nights we're not even here at 8 o'clock. We're normally gone by 7:30 or so. People don't have a desire to get together and pray. So as of last Wednesday night, for now, Wednesday night prayer is canceled. Does that even affect anybody? The church is always open. If you don't have a key and you want one to come pray, let me know. I'll get you one. There's no sense in keeping on having extra services if nobody wants anything. So this morning I want to ask you a question. What do you want from God? Why do we come together? I got a lot more notes, but I'm not even going to do them. Sunday after Sunday, I get up here, Nikki gets up here, Chris gets up here, different ones, Jamie, Ashley. Even when Pastor Eric comes in, they all sit there and look at us like a deer in headlights and won't move. Jamie, how about putting on something? I don't even care what. You can't get no more out of me or God or any speaker from this pulpit if you're not willing to put in anything. And I'm not even going to ask you if you want to come to the altar and pray, because that don't do no good either.